Good morning, everybody. Good morning, traders. Look, my apologies. It's my fault we're late today. I have been running around like crazy, but I'm feeling awesome. Having a great day, and it's even better now that Megan's here. Hello, Megan.
Oh, good morning. Thank God Peter's here because we were about 1 minute from starting and I was like, I'm going to have to do this by myself at 5:30 in the morning. And God bless you, Peter. You know, Jared and I were talking about this the other day on Telegram, just like the pre-market show, you guys are just like, what I don't know how you guys do this every single day. And we, like, as a community, as a team, are so grateful for you guys. So please never quit and stay forever because I don't know what we're gonna do without you. That one moment where I had a heart palpitation before you showed up, I was like, oh, this is the end of my life.
Well, I know what that feels like when Carlos, has an emergency and can't make it. So my apologies. I didn't mean to do that to you. That's upsetting. But yeah, I'm good, man. I've been to the gym. I've done a HIIT class. I've played tennis, and now I'm having my protein shake. So look at this. I'm gunning to go. In fact, my protein shake is with this special organic, all vegetable protein powder that I love. This is delicious. Can I just say it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that you're using plant-based protein powder. That makes me so happy. And that one has been on my Amazon saved for later list for like a year. So I'm happy to hear that it's good. And now I'm gonna have to try it.
I'm not promoting it. At least I'm not paid to. But if they wanted to sponsor, I'm happy to. But this is your influence, though, Megan, because we've talked about going vegetable based, and why not? Let's start with the protein powder. It's easy to do. So, anyways,
I love it. Good job, Peter. You got a workout in. You're like eating healthy. Like
we're trying.
It's amazing. Yeah.
We're trying. All right. Let's get to the markets because the markets have been sort of maybe it's starting to get interesting. I don't know. We've had 2 boring days. I got to say, very boring out there. And now we've got some opportunity for some good stuff. Let's start with the economic calendar because we've got a few things. And again, being late, I haven't updated it perfectly, but we have jobless claims, both initial and continuing jobless claims. Those numbers are out. Target was around 230,000 for the initial jobless claims, came out at 231, so just pretty much right on target, like just above, but right on, really. And then the continuing jobless claims was expected to be 1.87 million. It came out at 1.87 million. Again, we're within a couple of thousand jobless claims, which again, if you're one of those people, it's very important. But from an aggregate market perspective, it's pretty much on target, which means the market should generally not do much in reaction to that. We also have the GDP numbers that came out. GDP numbers, again, I'll say roughly on target. It depends what number you like to look at. There's the GDP sales, the price index, the quarter over quarter numbers. They're all pretty much right in the target. The expectations were somewhere between 2 and 2.8% in all cases, and they were between 2.2 and 3. So you can see a 0.2% difference there. So those are the numbers that came out. Later this morning, we do have the pending home sales that comes out. Again, we've had a little more focus on home sales than we normally do. I'm not sure that it's going to be a big market move, especially now that we've got Nvidia earnings, right, that came out after the close yesterday. We did a very rare closing live session on YouTube. If you were joining us, we had a lot of people. 600 people joined us. It was fantastic. Loved it. So
we got up to 800.
We also watched a couple other CRM, CrowdStrike. Sorry, a few like that. So, anyways, we'll come back to those in a minute. So 10 o'clock, we've got the pending home sales. And then the only other thing this afternoon is Bostic is speaking again. He seems to be on a speaking tour. Next time it's on I don't know actually where the speech is, but it's happening at 3:30. So there you go. All right, let's take a look at these markets and what we've got on the gappers. Obviously, we've got some stuff, whether they're on the gappers or not, that we are going to want to talk about because we've had some move. In fact, maybe we should start right there. You know, the big, not quite elephant in the room, but the big thing from last night were the earnings with Nvidia. expectations were high. In fact, it is virtually impossible for Nvidia to, I think, meet the unspoken expectations, because those spoken expectations were, right, what's supposed to happen. The analysts say, here's our forecast for Nvidia. And Nvidia said, fine, I will do that. And they did do that. There was nothing wrong with their earnings. It was all good. But the big but was, apparently it wasn't good enough. The market said, you know what? Not enough. We want more. And Megan, I think, did they have another share buyback or something as well? I can't remember now. I was talking about it.
That I'm not sure of. Steve in the chat room is saying yes. The members in the chat room are saying yes.
50 billion?
50 billion, yeah.
Yeah, I seem to remember that. So, so again, Nvidia's probably like, well, look, we had a share buyback program. We beat the numbers. They claim that the pipeline and the expectation is very strong for their next generation chips, which they did have a delay on, but that's sort of old news, right? But they say demand, or the CEO came out and said demand is very strong. I can't remember what the name of that new chip is. It starts with a D. I'm all discombobulated. There's another D word for you this morning. But anyways, whatever it was, Blackwell. It does not start with a D at all. All right, never mind. It's Blackwell.
Are you having a stroke?
Thank you. I was close. It was the front half of the alphabet. Was that close enough? Anyways, so I'm not surprised to see Nvidia gapping down here a little bit. You can see so far this morning, not a lot of price action, right? Relatively quiet. Now, the volume is high though, right? Normally we have about 6-7 million shares at this time. We've got 21 million shares having traded at this time. So there's definitely interest. The volume is there. Nvidia is absolutely in play, despite the fact of it gapping down below this area of consolidation we've had over the last couple of weeks. Nvidia's got to be on your list. Since we're here, why don't we just talk about the other two, because we had two other earnings after the close. CRM was one of them. And it's gapping up this morning, and I think the after hours was a little choppy on this one. It's sort of hard to play. You can see it sort of bounced up and down. Did eventually move up, but didn't go very far after that initial pop. CRM. I don't remember what they did.
They beat on their estimates, and then they announced that their CFO is stepping down. So I don't know if that's additional good news or not, but they've got two catalysts here a little bit. So
right. Okay, so that's CRM. Lower volume expected on CRM normally, only 113,000 shares traded this morning, unlike Nvidia's 20 million. So as you can see, not as much interest in that, but that was one of the earnings. The other of the big three earnings we were watching last night was CrowdStrike. If you remember, they're the ones that had the big update problem, right, that caused a whole bunch of outages. They're being sued by Delta Airlines. They got support, though, from Microsoft after the outage. This is their first earnings since that incident. Everybody's eager to see what was going to happen. As you can see at the close, we got this big drop down pop up. It ended up moving up and then down. Like, it's sort of been all over the place. Right now, it's down about 2% on relatively low volume this morning. Their earnings, I think, were good again. Is that right, Megan?
They beat their quarterly estimates, but they lowered their guidance. So
okay, I didn't actually know that. Okay, so lowered guidance. That's usually one that which makes sense, right? Like we were saying, that incident is not going to have a lot of impact on the quarter that just passed, but the upcoming quarter you would expect it would. Again, if you're a CIO out there, it's going to be hard for a little while to say, you know what, I've decided to hire CrowdStrike to manage our security services. Probably not a good move at this moment. So I think their sales pipeline is going to be drying up a little bit, and that'll be problematic. We had a couple others that had earnings after the close yesterday, and this is on our gappers list, so I'll mention it right now. AFRM. It's up 23%, was decent volume, 1.5 million shares traded so far. Price action's okay this morning, but not great. But we do know this one can get regular volume. Megan, if maybe you can give us a rundown of Affirm.
Yeah, so they had better than expected earnings. So they beat their estimates, and then I don't know if they raised their guidance, but I just saw that they have strong guidance. So maybe that means the same thing. But yeah, they beat their earnings. This one can be interesting to play when it is in play, and then it has a good catalyst. Sometimes I'll put this on my list, and that's a lot of volume for AFRM this morning. Um, Over 1.4 million shares traded in the pre-market so far. So I think this one will be on watch today for me as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see it's been on a steady downturn for basically all of this year, and this gap puts us up at a level we were at sort of at the end of last year, right at the beginning of 2024. So definitely, we got some levels to watch with the current price where it's sitting. We'll come back to that a little bit later. The last one I think that was watching was ARM. I don't know if did they have earnings after the close? I just know Brian was mentioning it at the close. It looks like, yeah, they were jumping up and down. Did they
Hmm.
have earnings, Megan? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I don't think they did. Not yesterday.
Maybe it was
Uh,
just Brian forgetting a letter. He was really looking to watch AFRM and he just forgot. Yeah.
he's getting to that age.
Well, and he's not alone. If you look at the price action after the close, we had a lot of bump up and down. Maybe that's what was going on. People just missed a letter.
Yeah,
So, all right,
maybe.
let's get to some of the other stuff on our list, on the gappers list this morning. Getting this gappers, we'll reject the stuff that's not good, and we'll talk about the stuff that we like. Right at the top, I see Lucy, Innovative Eyewear Inc. Why is their symbol Lucy? There's got to be a story behind that. Anyways, the company's called Innovative Eyewear. They've got almost 11 million shares traded this morning. Megan, what the heck is happening?
Yeah, I didn't actually find any news on this one this morning. They're just a glasses making company, and that's the
I
information
see.
that I have
I got the
here.
news.
Wait, oh, you got the news.
Lucy,
Okay.
we got some explaining to do. This is a low float, right? I see about 1.2 million shares in the float. It's got a $5 million market cap, so tiny company, but big news that their smart eyewear is now going to be sold on Target.com. So I don't know if it's going to be in the
Oh,
stores, but that's big for them, right? To get a big retailer like Target to carry some of your products. So no wonder we've got the volume and the pop up this morning. Now, this is a low float. It's a low price stock. Be careful with it, right? This one could halt a lot of times. You could get some great trades on it, but also it carries a fair amount of risk. So just be careful if you decide to trade Lucy. I don't know if we even have any levels to set. Is this an alt? No, it's not. Oh my God, it's not even close to an all time high. Look at this thing. Okay,
so
all
I'm
right. Well,
seeing
we can
something.
come back and look at that later, but
I'm seeing
yeah.
something else here as well. Actually, that they partnered with a company to develop next generation augmented reality retail experiences for Chat GPT with smart eyewear.
Mm-mm. Okay.
So
And
I think it's a little bit more than just Target. Um, it seems like we're looking at something more AI related, possibly. Um, yeah,
yeah,
I
they
think it's
are.
two pieces of news here. Yeah.
Yeah, they are the developer of Chat GPT smart eyewear under the Lucy D, Nautica, Eddie Bauer, and Reebok brands. I don't even know what that means. That sounds like a lot of bullshit bingo. I mean, sorry, buzzword bingo going on there. But hey, if it if it sells glasses or at least moves the stock, then make it happen. All right. So there you go. Lucy's got news if you want to trade Innovative Eyewear Inc. All right. Another one that had earnings this morning, because it was on my list, is Best Buy, BBY. Um, Recently been shopping there for monitors and laptops. So BBY, I helped them out, but that won't show in this quarter. Megan, what did they report?
Yet they beat on their earnings and revenue, and they raised their guidance for their 2025 profit outlook. So raised guidance is always something you want to see in earnings reports. That's usually good news. So yeah, I don't, not an extra B there. BBY is man, they're up quite a bit this morning. Man, this takes me back to like COVID meme trading days. This chart's quite nice though, I must say. So this one's definitely in play today.
Oh, oh, Megan's got a chart crush. Okay, all right. Well, BBY. Okay, it makes a list. Megan says so, and I, don't disagree with her. So we've got some good targets already. We got a few of them coming up here. Let's keep going through the list because there's a lot of stuff on the gap up list that looks good today. So PNR is not one of them. IREN is another one. I think they had earnings after the close. I think I remember seeing them on the list. They've been on and off our list quite a number of times. They're up 9% with about 400,000 shares traded so far today. Megan, am I right? Did they have earnings?
Yeah, they did. So this is a for those that don't know, is a Bitcoin mining company, but they reported record revenue of 184 million. So 184 million, their record revenue, and that is why they are up today.
Okay. So there you go. IREN, if you'd like it. I don't love the pre-market action. See how it's a little spotty here? Doesn't look great. Oh my God, I'm choking on my mushrooms. Excuse me. All right. I took a sip of my protein powder. It didn't work out so well for me. All right. So yeah, I don't love IREN. I'm going to keep moving here. SPGI. I think this has been on our list before. SP Global. I don't know. Doesn't look great. I'll just keep moving unless you tell me there's some news worth talking about, Megan. MSTR, MicroStrategy, again, about 400,000 shares, up 3%. This is
also
it seems
Bitcoin.
like we got all the Bitcoin plays. I see CleanSpark, Mara. Obviously, we got MSTR, MicroStrategy. I always think of them as a semi, but they're more of Bitcoin. IREN, which is an energy company that also likes to play with Bitcoin. So maybe we should just take a quick look here at Bitcoin prices and see what they're doing this morning. Bitcoin is currently trading at $60,370. So that's up a little bit from where it had got down to the last 2 days, but not up a lot. So it's still in this range here. All right, so they're up a little bit. Probably not much to talk about there. We got.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the Bitcoin mining companies are moving with IREN possibly. So maybe just some sympathy plays.
Yeah, probably. Okay. All right. I'm going to check out this last one here on my list. Nope, don't like NVST. All right. So that's it for the gap up. I think I covered everything on my list for the gap up. Let's see. What haven't I talked about? No, that's a gap down for sure. Nvidia is gapping down. We already talked about that. So yeah, I think I got everything covered. Megan, did you have anything gapping up that you wanted to talk about?
Not really. I mean, the only other thing that was on there earlier, and I don't know if it still is or not, was Five Below. So they're a discount store, and you'll notice that on the gap down list, we actually have a few of the discount stores reported and they're showing up on the gap down list, like Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Five Below was the only one that was gapping up this morning out of the discount stores. So they meet their earnings, whereas the other ones, it seems that they did not. So yeah, that was the only other one that I saw. But other than that, nope, nothing else.
Okay. All right. Five Below if you like it. Speaking of the other discount stores that's gapping down, Dollar General's topping our gap down list. It was an earnings play this morning. Clearly, it's not going well. And as Carlos would ask, who's getting fired?
Yeah, so they fell short on earnings, and then they also cut their future outlook. So that's never good. You never want to hear that. So that is why they are gapping down this morning. I gotta say, I love that these stores stay in business though. Like they continue to have a hard time as inflation and everything rises. But I love these stores for the stuff that you don't really I don't know, you don't need that often. Like I go in there if I need like hair ties, you know, they're like so cheap. Or I go in if I need like toilet bowl cleaner. Cause like I don't care what toilet bowl cleaner it is, but if it's $1, like sure, why not? It's just cleaning my toilet. So
All right.
God bless these stores.
There you go. So, buckle up, everybody. Here, zoom in on me, Brent. We got a rant coming here. So, I went to the dollar store the other day, and it's actually here. We got it. It's called the dollar store. The dollar store. Now, when I started going to the dollar store, everything was $1, and I went and I was just looking for something. I was looking for a ladle. A ladle that should be $1, right? Like, how much could a ladle cost? I made it a mission. I could not find anything in the store for $1. The cheapest I could find was $1.25, $1.25. So the dollar stores have moved away from their mandate, I think, right? Where it's like, it used to be $1. You'd have a couple of special items that were $2 or really special items at $3. But now, like, there were $10 items at the dollar store. It's now just a store that happens to have some cheap stuff in it. So anyway, I'm a little frustrated with the dollar stores because I feel like they've broken their mandate. We need to get the $1.25 store just doesn't sound as good, right? So
they should be at the tuning
stores. When I was a kid, but I mean, I remember when the dollar stores opened, right? It was probably, how long have dollar stores been around? About 15 years, maybe 20 years. Probably not quite that long, but about 15 years, I would say.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. I was definitely in those stores when I was like younger than 10, and I'm an old lady now, so.
Okay. Because I don't really remember them before I left for Australia, but they were everywhere when I got back. And that would be about 2010. So anyways, I just think they're suddenly popped up everywhere, and they were a great concept that's probably run its course. So hear me now, dollar stores. Your time is numbered. Damn it. Arr. All right. Okay. I'm back.
They're going to be Toonie stores soon.
Toonie stores.
Yeah.
Canada.
I love that, like, your old, like, man on the porch, like the get off my lawn man, is also slightly a pirate.
Slightly a pirate? Arr,
yeah, you're like, arr.
Arr, arr. Yeah, there you go. Jared's giving me a $10 ladle from Dollar General. All right. There's right near where my daughter, just to digress for one last second, right near where my daughter lives, there's a dollar store that's called I can't remember what it's called now. It's called, it's like a one-off, right? It's like the Dollar Star or something like that. I can't remember. Anyways, we have just driven by it a few times going to my daughter's house. It looks like the grungiest, out of maintenance place like you've ever seen. Like, I could not imagine going in there to buy something. How they are still open, I don't know. Like, just wash the front windows, for God's sake. Take the dusty silk flowers out of there or something, whatever it is. This one-off dollar store, I mean, like, they are not taking care of that place. Anyways,
well, how are they supposed to if they're only charging $1? Like, what are
I don't know. I
keep
daring my daughter to go in there because it's right around the corner from her house, and she's like, "No way, I am not going anywhere near that place." So, anyways, all right, okay, all right. Let's get back. We got stocks to look at, but that was fun. Thanks everybody for putting up with me. I appreciate it. If that doesn't give you a thumbs up and a like, you're in the wrong place. So sorry for that. See ya. All right. Here we go. Let's take a look at our list. Central Pacific Financial Corp, CFP. No, this is terrible. Moving on. Birkenstock Holdings. Well, this is a weird one. BIRK, 200,000 shares, down 9%, though. Not having a great morning here with Birkenstock. I don't like the pre-market action. I'll ask anyways. Megan, any news on this?
Yeah, they had earnings. They missed their estimates, but they maintained their guidance. So, yeah, that is the news on them today. I don't own a pair of Birkenstocks. Do you own a pair of Birkenstocks?
I do not. Although, when I worked at BNR, which officially stood for Bell Northern, but we called it the Big Nerd Ranch, BNR. they were all the rage because all of the engineers would walk around with their Birkenstocks and their socks in the winter, and that's how you knew there was an engineer in the house. So yeah, it was a thing. But I was in management, so you're supposed to actually have shoes with covered toes. Anyways, all right. That became Nortel later, and anyways, moving on. So I could have just said no, but okay. AEO, American Eagle Outfitters. They must have had earnings. It's the only way they should be on our list. 171,000 shares, down 7.7%.
Yeah, they did have earnings. They had earnings. They saw their profit. They saw their profit grow 60%. It looks like, and costs have come down. So that's I'm getting mixed news here. I'm seeing that they've actually missed on their sales, on their target sales, but that they saw an increase in profit. So we've got mixed earnings here.
Well, whatever it is, it's gapping them down. So it's probably on guidance. That's usually what does it. So we will, if you like it.
I have a rant.
Oh,
I have a rant.
Megan has a rant. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, go.
This store makes me so angry because when I go into it, every pair of jeans and shorts has holes the size of my head, including my hair. It drives me absolutely crazy. If I wanted holes in my jeans, I would cut them myself. So it's like they're making money on the fact that like I don't have to pay for so much square footage of jean material. It drives me absolutely insane.
You got to pay extra for the holes though. I like how you qualified that for it's the size of my head, including my hair. That was perfect.
Well, my head itself is already quite large. I have a very large head. I bought a cowboy hat online recently, and I had to send it back 3 times because I just couldn't get it to fit my head correctly. Like I literally couldn't even get it over my head, no matter how many times I measured it. I'm a terrible person when it comes to measuring things, but my head is so big, like I could not get it on. So my head, including my hair, yeah, that's what size the holes are in those jeans.
There you go. Cody is saying that you're spending too much time around me, so you're ranting. I just want to say you're welcome. And all right, thank you for that, Megan. That was the highlight of my morning. So excellent. We brought you into the fold. All right, guys, we got to get through this list. It's already 9:00. Let's keep moving. DELL is on the list, gapping down 4% with about 700,000 shares traded. Not a big move, but it was in such a tight range over the last couple of weeks. To see it out of that might mean that it's moving. This had been in play late in July. I know that we were looking at this, and then maybe early first week of August, but haven't really looked at it in a week and a half or so. Megan, why is it on my list today?
They have earnings today after the close, so nothing yet, but just the fact that they have earnings today, I think that's why they're moving. I don't see.
Okay.
Yeah. Analysts. It looks like analysts revised the price target right ahead of earnings, so that could be why.
Up or down?
It looks like they're. Yeah. It looks like. I'm not sure. Can the room tell us?
Okay, they revised it one way or the other, and they're gapping down. Probably not going to move a lot, even with that. So their earnings are their earnings. It's already in the can, so not much they can do about it. But we'll find out when they come out. All right, next on the list we have Nvidia. We already talked about this. Nvidia, still moving here. 23 million shares almost now. So not going anywhere directionally. You can see it's stuck in a tight range. But with that volume, when the opening bell rings, we'll be off to the races. I'm positive this thing is going to move. I just don't know which way. So be careful with it, but it's certainly in play. The other one that was in play yesterday for different reasons was SMCI. I remember yesterday morning at this time, I was saying I never traded SMCI. I can't say that anymore. I traded it off the open yesterday and got a great trade, about an $80 move. I was very happy with that. And yeah, we're still down here. It's regained a little bit, as you can see, from the lows where it was down just at 400 yesterday. It's up around 430, but if you remember, they delayed their financial filings, their 10K financial filings. And that's never good news, right? Always makes the market nervous when they say, yeah, we found some irregularities. We need a little more time to look into it. So that's why they are gapping down this morning, like they gapped or like they moved lower yesterday. So that's SMCI. Megan, there was nothing new, right? That's still the news.
Yeah, no, that's still the news. And I mean, it's good news, like good news as in a sense of like, it's not good news, but it's good news for us. That's a pretty strong catalyst. The possibility that you might be cooking your books a little bit.
Right. I will mention something just on trading. On SMCI, I said I got into this trade yesterday, and as I told the chat room, sometimes when you take a trade, it's about managing risk. SMCI, like we said, has a big spread, and I was nervous about the spread. And so I cut my risk down to about half of what I normally do. But even with that, I traded 20 shares. I'm going to share with you. I traded 20 shares of SMCI, and I made almost $1,000 off of that trade. 20 shares. You do not have to go big size. It's all about managing risk at the end of the day. And I tailored my risk, right, for what I thought the potential move was. I thought it could move $5 against me. I didn't want it to, but that dictated the low number of shares. But when I got the actual move, because I was able to hold some, I partialed out some early, but I got a couple of shares. I was trading single shares at the end of this, but every single share was netting me $80, right? So I shorted, Lucky Chick. I shorted 20 shares. So, it's just one of those things where it's, you don't have to take big size to make your day. Manage your risk appropriately against the stock that you're trading. So that's my my maybe stock-based rant for today. But I think it's a good lesson, something you got to think about. I didn't anticipate, it wasn't supposed to be a $1,000 trade, really. When I took it, I was hoping to make $200, and I thought I'd be lucky with that. I didn't think it would move down $80 for me, right? But that's, put yourself in the right position, then you can take advantage of these things when you manage it properly. So I just thought I'd share that so you guys can think about it, because we sometimes watch Andrew, for example, in the morning, where he's in it for 10,000 shares. That's just him. That's his size. That's the way he manages it. But not all of us do. In this community, we have all sorts of different people and different levels of trading. I'm trading with decent risk, right? But I manage that such that I don't put myself in a position where if SMCI had moved against me, right, it could have popped that $5 and I'd been out with a $100 loss, and that would have been that. So that's why I managed it the way I did. So, all right, that's it for.
Well, congratulations
SMCI.
on that trade, Peter. Congrats on that trade. That's awesome. Great job.
I appreciate that. All right, we're going to look at the last two. FTV is nothing here, not worth trading, and DRI, not worth trading. Okay, so nothing good there. What else was I looking at? I think we talked about everything that I was looking at, because the big one, of course, being Nvidia, with the big volume and big expectations, right? When you're up and when you're, I guess, one of the only three companies that's in the $3 trillion club, right? You get a lot of attention. One of the things we were looking at the other day, we're like, did they always have their earnings so late? Because it's a lot later, right, than a lot of their, like AMD or Micron or even Amazon or Apple or Tesla. And it looks like they always have. I just never realized it. They've always been all 3 weeks to a month later than the rest of them. So it's just their schedule. Megan, anything that you're watching that we haven't talked about?
No, I think we've talked about everything that I'm even interested in. Nothing else. I mean, there's always the other big names that we like to take a look at, and, like Tesla and stuff. But I honestly think there's a lot of really good stuff on this gappers list, and just with the news on stock and earnings from yesterday, that I don't know that we really need those ones.
We don't need them. All right, sounds good. If I look across the Magnificent Seven, the big tech stocks, a lot of green. So I'm seeing a lot of green. If I look at the markets overall, the Qs are sitting up about 0.25%. The SPY is up about the same. So we are gapping higher this morning, but not by much. But enough that's putting everything a little bit into the green. So we'll see if Nvidia can get itself there, because it's one of the few that's in the red. With that, it's Thursday, which means that, well, we've got some stuff happening in the chat room. Megan, why don't you tell us about that?
Well, Thursday is mentorship day. So today in the chat room, we're going to kick it off at 11 a.m. Eastern with John. It's a great time to enter the webinar room and hang out with him, especially if you're a new member and you've got a lot of questions as a new member. So 11 a.m. Eastern with John in the webinar room, and that will be for elite members only. And then at 2 p.m. Eastern, you've got Jared and myself talking options in the webinar room. So whether you're new to options or you've been trading them for a long time, we welcome all levels of options trading, and we love it when you guys come in and ask questions and help get the ball rolling for some good options flow chat in there. And then we've got Lenny at the close today at 4 p.m. Eastern. He's back from vacation, right? Oh yeah. He was the second one to put his watch list up this morning. So Lenny is back. He's got his mentorship session today at 4 p.m. Eastern. And then this evening, if you are a night owl, at 8 p.m. Eastern, you'll have Thor in the webinar room doing his Thursday mentorship session.
Good old Thursday mentorship. Don't forget that. If you want to join us here at Bear Bull Traders, we would love to have you. You can just join using the intro offer. It's the cheapest way. It gives you 1 week access and limited access to our webinars. Specifically, you could watch the onboarding session. We have 2 of them now on Mondays. You could take advantage of both of those, and then be part of the chat room. See if it's a community for you. We love it. We got great people in here, but not every community is for every trader. So check it out. See if it's one for you. Don't just do the YouTube thing. Join us live trading all day. It's a lot of fun. If you really wanted to jump in, though, the Diamond Annual Membership is the way to go. It's the best deal by far. Not only do you get everything in the Elite Annual, a 1-year subscription to the chat room, access to all of the webinars that happen within Bear Bull Traders, but you also get a $50,000 funded trading account. So it's $12,500 with 4 times leverage, so $50,000 tradable value. And every dollar you make, you get paid. So it's well worth it, right? This could be free or even make you money, but don't take it for that reason. Take it if you want to accelerate your trading and use someone else's funded account just to get yourself up to speed before you start jumping in the markets with your own money. So there are some terms and conditions around that, but check it out. Go to our website, bearbulltraders.com, and you can find the information. All right, there's my sales pitch for the morning. Now, let's get back to the markets. We are 10 minutes after 9. We've got some levels to set. We've got to figure out what our moderators are trading, and then we're going to trade live with you like we always do. We have another special guest today. Every day, right at 10:30, we tend to bring on a new guest. And today, I'm trying to look for it as I'm talking. I don't remember who the guest is today.
The guest today is, I believe, is Brendan.
Here it is. Thursday is, oh no,
it's Brendan, I think.
Brendan.
Is that right, Brent?
It's Brendan. That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. There you go. I looked at the wrong list because I said, it's Megan. No, wait, she's here already. You're right, it's Brendan. So we're going to have Brendan on this morning. That's going to be fantastic. And that'll be at, again, 10:30. All right, let's go setting some levels. For those we didn't. Oh, sorry, Megan. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, some people might not know who Brendan is, so I just wanted to make a little announcement here. So Brendan is new to the team, but he's been a member of the community for a really long time. If you've been in the community, he's always had this like little the little picture next to all of our names. His has always been a shirtless man with a cowboy hat on. And I'll never forget, like when I first joined BBT, I think he was part of the community at that time. And he was always very active in the community. And I just remember being like, who is this half naked cowboy in the community? And now he's on the team. And Brendan is the man who runs the DOS session on Mondays. So if you're a newer trader and you are looking to set up your DOS platform and have questions about it, he runs that in the onboarding room on Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern. So he's jumping on today. He's a good guy, and I think you guys will really enjoy his session. So make sure you stick around for that 10:30 slot.
IG, so far in every session he's done, I've always seen him with a shirt. I don't know. Maybe that's on special request. He can, sort of like Matthew McConaughey or, other people. They just ask him to take his shirt off and it happens. I don't know. Anyways, but he is great. He's a great trader, and we're lucky to have him as part of the community. So, yes, thank you, Megan. And in shameless promotion fashion, Raf asked, "Oh, who's the guest tomorrow?" Yes, it's our own John Rafzilla. Raf is going to be our special guest tomorrow. So there you go. You got your little promotional bump. So can't wait to talk to him. Former semi-pro tennis player. I played tennis this morning. Our objective this morning was hit the ball as hard as you can. It was so much fun. We played terrible, but it was fun. All right. One of our members in the room mentioned that there's some news on Apple. So Apple is gapping up this morning pretty much with the market. It's got 1.1 million shares. Not that much above normal. I see the news. It looks like they've now engaged their AI engines to allow you to remove things from pictures. This feels like a Me Too moment, isn't it? Because hasn't the Google phones been advertising this? Like, I've been seeing the ads for like 6 months now, where you can like take things out of their pictures. I don't have a Google phone, so I haven't tried it, but well, Apple's catching up here. So, but anyways, that seems to be the news on their phones, and it might move Apple today. We'll see. I guess we'll find out together when the market opens. All right, so that's that. I won't set any levels on Apple, but just so you know, there's news. All right, let's start right at the top with the big one on Nvidia, because I like where Nvidia is sitting here. Let's look at the daily. And like I mentioned, we have this zone, this range that it had been in over the last 2 weeks, and we are trading just below that now, which means we've got to look lower from some levels. What's interesting to me is, depending on where I look here, notice, watch carefully as I'm zooming in and out on my daily chart. This orange line I keep talking about is the point of control, which means that's where most shares have traded, and it's dynamic based on what data I'm looking at. So if I zoom out a little bit, you notice the line moves up, but as I zoom in, the line moves down below the active price. So in recent time, a lot more volume is traded way down below the current price, which means we want to look lower. I'm going to give myself some notice down here to around 117.50. I want to see if we're going to hit that level. Let me put it at 117.50 because you can see we had some support here in July, a little bit of resistance at the end of July, and then we just plowed through it right at the middle of August. So if we come back, I'm thinking we might get some support at that area. We'll see if that happens if we go lower. Now, I don't know for sure that we're going to go lower and we go higher. If we do, we got the highs of the previous 2 days, and basically the highs right in this range that we can take a look at. I'm going to put a level right at 130, so if we get up there, I'll know to pay special attention, but it's a whole dollar anyways, which means, of course, I'll be paying attention right on the $10. So we'll see what happens. Nvidia did struggle to get through 130 over these days. I remember watching and it was hitting his head on that quite a bit. It did eventually make it through, but obviously didn't hold it, right? Never closed higher. So we'll see what happens with Nvidia. We got some good range now to watch it within. Let's go next to maybe BBY. It was on our list. Big gap up here this morning, way up above its recent ranges. So we got to go back here and see what can we see on the daily chart that's going to give us some levels in that space. Well, you can see back, we got to go back a couple of years, 2020, 2021. It absolutely was in this area. And in fact, just at the beginning of 2022, we are also in this space. So what does that give me for levels? Well, right at this $100 mark, clearly it had support. Not a surprise. Again, the whole dollars, you might hear me mention that a lot, right? The single dollars, the tens, and of course the hundreds are big areas where for no no real logical reason, right? Like there's no significance from a stock valuation point of view, but it's psychological for us humans, right? Where you like things to be at even numbers. And that's why stocks often you'll see them bounce off of these even numbers, because people will put either buy orders or sell orders right around the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. So for BBY, Best Buy here, for it to bounce off the 100 back in 2020, I'm not surprised. Now that we're sitting right below that, maybe that'll act as resistance. You can see it sort of had some resistance at that level. And then at other whole dollars, I see one at 102, up here at 105. So I think you can just use the whole dollars on Best Buy today if you're looking for levels. What else we got? We've got CRWD that we were watching for earnings, gapping down a little bit this morning. I'm sorry, I got to get back to current times here. Again, just at the bottom end of this consolidation area, I see here where it had some support back in the end of July. I'm going to put a level there at 251.60-ish. That area I'm going to keep an eye on to see if we get support. It's about $10 down from the current price, but crowd could potentially get there today. I don't know if it will, but if it does, I'll be ready. Obviously, I've got the highs and lows of the previous 2 days as bracketed areas for me to watch. And to the top side, I'm just going to mark the high of this candle because in recent memory, that's where it got. 278.50 seems to be the high that it hit on that day. So that's the level I'm going to set, 278.50, just so I know if it gets there to keep an eye on it. All right, CRM was another one that we were talking about. Oops, I got to type it without a space. Gapping up this morning, up above that area. So again, the highs of the previous 2 days sets a downward range I can look at. I also like how we've come out of, see this big gap we had back in May of this year, presumably its last earnings, right, where it gapped down significantly. We're now up above that gap and heading into another gap area that happened just before that. So I'm going to watch the top end of this gap, which looks like it's right at 275. So let me, my line has gone at 274.79. The high of this day is 274.96. I like that. I'm going to leave it there because it'll give me a little bit of advance notice if we head into that gap, and we'll see if it would accelerate up into this area here, which is around 278, 278.50. So those levels give me some good areas to watch on CRM. What else? Dollar General was another one we were looking at that was gapping down quite significantly this morning. We will look at that. If it does get a rebound, it might hit its head up here around. Let me just zoom in here at this area because you can see it got some. It had some support here previously. Closed at 101.80. Closed at 102. So I'm going to leave this line 101.56. If we get to that area, it might provide resistance where it previously provided support. So it gives me something to look at. And if we go lower, I got to go back. Oh, are we? We're not at all-time lows, surely. No, we are not. All right. So we've definitely been lower than that, but we got to go back quite a few years for the price to have been this low. It hasn't been here since 2018. So yeah, we got to go back quite a ways, 6 years last time we were in this range, which means I don't know that any of these levels are really that relevant, but I'm going to mark around $88 here just in case we drop it. It might get some support, but it feels so long ago. I don't know that's going to be relevant. So that's what we got for Dollar General, but yeah, it's a lot lower than it has been in recent memory. Lucy was one that we were looking at. Gapping up today quite significantly, up 77% on the strong news of their some of their glasses being carried in Target.com and also working with some other partners. But we'll see where this thing goes. I can see that right around here, it got support around $6, 604, 610, 607. So I'm going to set this level right at the $6 area, so that I can keep an eye on it. Whole dollars, like I mentioned, right? Always significant. So we'll watch that. If this thing really spikes up, yeah, I don't see a great area of support. Look at this. Look on this chart. Look at where all the volume traded. Way up here at like $19. So that tells me, obviously when it spiked here on whatever that news was back in May, it had a ton of volume and it held there for a couple of days. But that's where all the volume sits. as I zoom in here, we do have another point of control sitting around here. I'm going to put a level just there. It's nothing significant other than I know that that's where I guess probably the volume on this day here, the 28th of June, traded. So I'll keep an eye at $9.87. All right, so that's what we got on Lucy. And maybe last but not least, I'll look at Affirm.
I'll give you a last but not least, but they're starting to play the Oscar exit music in my ear, so we gotta wrap up.
Yeah, they can wait. I'm on my own schedule. Affirm, I wanted to look at it because look at these levels. It hits resistance here at this area. So I think we really got to watch around this 39.20 area. So I'm going to put a level around 39.20 to keep an eye. I mean, I know the price is there right now, but it's worth watching. So let's put a level and watch that. And if we really get going, Affirm's got some levels up here. It's closer to 50 that we got to keep an eye on. To the downside, we need to do nothing more than watch. Look at this point of control line. I will put a level here to keep an eye on it around 33.72. And that's probably good. All right, they can play me out now. Thor and there we go. Thank you. I'd also like to thank my parents for their support. I'd like to thank Megan for being my partner here this morning. I'd like to thank Carlos, who couldn't be with us. It's with pride that I take this award, and I will see you. Trade smart, everybody. Thank you very much. Thor, Brian, over to you.
Okay, let's take a look at the watch list from everybody's watch list. Yeah, we still have a little bit of work to do. Just a couple seconds here, guys. So just taking a look at everybody's watch list. So we've got a lot of people looking at Nvidia today, which obviously makes sense. Yeah, we can see Thor on the other side. He is laughing. So we got Nvidia as a big one on watch today. We've got Lenny's got a really long list. He's got Nvidia, Apple, BBY, Affirm, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, just the dollars, Crowd, and Okta. I don't know what that is. Thor is watching Tesla, Google, Nvidia. We got Phil watching Nvidia, Apple, SMCI, Tesla. Mike watching Nvidia, Tesla, Avi, Nvidia, Tesla, AMD. You're seeing a pattern here. Nvidia. Pierre watching Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, Apple. One thing we didn't say is AMD might be a good sympathy play for Nvidia. So if you are concerned, especially in the options world, as far as high premiums with the Nvidia options, AMD as a sympathy play might be something to think about. And then we've got Brian watching AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, DG, and Affirm. I will be watching Nvidia, Affirm, and then maybe for fun, Dollar General and Lucy. So those will be mine today. What about you, Peter? As you exit stage right, what are you watching today?
Well, I think I sort of listed them as I went through it. I'm going to be watching certainly my good buddy AMD and Nvidia. I think they're top of my list. Lucy sort of looks fun with its movement. We'll see if it continues it through the course of the day. And then CrowdStrike and CRM. So that's what I got. Brian, good morning. Thor, you okay? Taking a deep breath?
I'm good.
Thanks for the music accompaniment, by the way.
We're all good here. Yeah, all good.
I enjoyed that way more than I should have enjoyed that.
Megan, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll hand off to you. Trade smart, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow morning. Take care.
Good to see everyone. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Good morning, Thor.
Good morning, brother. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you. Still always smiling.
Always happy. That was, if you can't amuse yourself, I just don't know who you can amuse. And this is, I really amused myself a lot on this one. I know in YouTube, you guys might not have found that as funny as I did. I was dying. I almost had to take a little break and go get collected. I was, I'm still a little off on it, actually. That was pretty funny. So good to see everybody on YouTube. Hello, everyone. BBT, good to see you, fam. Hope everyone is doing well. Much love. Ready for some trading.
Who was Peter was getting played out by producer Brent?
No, that was me.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was laughing. I pulled up YouTube and I pulled up, Oscar exit music, and I started with the phone back here, and then as he was talking, I just kept moving it closer and closer to my microphone, so it just. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was perfect.
Now
Thank you so much.
That was great.
I just wait.
Well, guys,
Thank you.
Of course, not a big response to Nvidia's earnings. They doubled instead of tripled their revenue, so Street a little disappointed. But when you start thinking about the numbers, I mean, it's pretty daunting to keep tripling your revenue.
I mean, only double revenue and great earnings and all of that. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't want to own it. I mean, I just get rid of this thing. Yeah, you never know. The one thing you can say about Nvidia is, where was Nvidia? It was in a selling range. You know what I mean? It's where it sold from last month. Really isn't in a very good spot to buy, even if people wanted to buy it. So no matter what happened, if people want to buy it, they're going to want to buy it cheaper. You know what I mean? So it's. I think we probably don't. It'll be interesting to see. A lot of people were thinking Nvidia would just explode on this news. I think this kind of fits more of what I thought was going to happen with it.
Yeah, I kind of thought too. Yeah, expectations were high, but price was kind of priced in. So
I think that combined with like AMD, I know, and Intel are all talking about their new AI chips that are supposed to be coming out soon. So I think everyone's kind of like, all right, we'll hang off. So Nvidia still looks exactly like the Qs though. So they're like best friends performance wise. Hey, Safwat, how are you?
Getting a little bit of a pop here. AMD's kind of breaking out. It's gone green. Tesla's high of pre-market now.
I have missed Tesla 2 days in a row, and then now today it's opening in like a completely weird spot. Like it just doesn't. Yeah. I don't even know if I have a play for where it's opening right now. But 2 days in a row I missed absolutely gorgeous setups. A little ridiculous.
All right, we got 15 seconds to the open.
Good luck, everybody.
Out there in YouTube land, you are listening to a delayed stream. So I'm going to watch DG to see if it pops up. If it does, maybe give it a short. Throw a short on there. See what happens here at the open.
That's a legit bell.
Yeah, that's a legit bell.
I remember being on the NYSE for a couple of those, and it was like that. It was wild. Yeah. Screen coming, Jim. Wee.
AMD moving up a bit. Tesla's still moving here. Nothing yet. Kind of a wide spread on DG, unfortunately. Nvidia selling off a bit. Remember what happens here with some of these stocks. The big players kind of sit in their hands for the first few minutes here, just to see what craziness their retail traders are going to throw at it, and then they kind of jump in. So Tesla's got a lot of bids to the upside. Okay, DG is getting a little bit of love here.
Hello. Hi, YouTube. Patricia, welcome. Good to see you. Careful on DG just when you're playing that one. It's got a pretty wild spread right now.
Yeah.
For its price. Just keep that in mind when you're doing your risk management.
We did throw a little bit of a short on there at 95.30. See if we can... it's dropping nicely. This is my Rising Devil trade. I might just cover some here at 94 just because I'm not really... Tesla's right at yesterday's high. Nvidia's starting to move up. The firm's moving here too.
I'm watching Tesla. I want to see what it does up near yesterday's high. It's got a really large order at 212. It doesn't seem to have a lot of interest in.
Yeah.
But we'll see what they do. Every time it buys into it, it kind of... There we go. There we go. There's some buying.
There are lots of orders stacked onto the upside on Tesla. I'm out of the rest of DG. So that was a little bit of a profitable trade. Looks like Nvidia is going to go to PDC here. Qs are breaking out. AMD, long AMD. AMD is breaking out. I think it's going to 150. And jumping into the semis. Didn't take them long.
I just tagged our 212 order on Tesla. So I'm just watching to see what it does now.
Nvidia's going to, there's an order of 125. Some orders.
Go Nvidia,
Qs
go.
Really just... Here's 149 on AMD. Little bit of... take a little off there. Oh, yeah. AMD looking good. Selling some more at 49.40.
Look at that thing
All
go.
right.
I'm still flat right now, just kind of waiting to see if I can
Still
find
looking
something
for
that fits.
150. This 149 level, we kind of get over this here. It's going to kick us into a hole. new area of sort of trading range where AMD's traded over the last, say, 3 days. So you'd say there's still some big orders to the upside there.
And Tesla's on a rip right now.
Yeah, Tesla's crazy.
It's got a lot of orders up here. Between here and like 220, it just has a ton of orders, but they are like Pac-Man, nom, just chomping into these orders right now. I can't buy this thing, at least for me, because it's too high for me to. I can't buy it this high. So I would like to short it, but right now it's buying way too aggressively. Like if I was going to pull a short on it, it would just be a completely anticipatory short right now. So I really need to see a big seller hit on this thing if I'm going to try it. And I'd like to actually get that. If I'm going to short, I'd like to be higher. So I'd like to be around maybe 215 if I'm going to short. So we do have a really large order at 215. So I want to see this thing buy up to 215. If it hits that, I might try a short on it. If it doesn't, I don't think I'm going to do anything with it.
Okay, AMD is going to maybe come back down, retest this point of control here. Moving averages, VWAP. VWAP's 147.62. Q's in the SPY after that nice little pop have kind of rolled over here.
Yeah, they're right into a selling range now.
Yeah.
So this is where we would expect to find some sellers. So no surprise to see it do that.
Yeah.
No, I am not in Tesla, Shirish. It's still for me. It's still buying too much. So the order book is actually quite strong on it, and there is a lot of buying right now. So I'm not going to short Tesla unless it probably gets near 215 and starts selling. Right? It's not just about it getting to 215. It needs to be there and it needs to be selling. Right? Right now, this thing is buying. So I want to see
more
a
AMD.
seller hit it.
I sold more AMD at 148.80. I'm not liking this price action, although there is still lots of orders to the upside. I'm just worried that we might roll over here. More orders kind of getting stacked in there. I think there's some sellers there that are thinking maybe AMD's done going up. So we'll see. VWAP will be my last sort of stop out here if we get there. 147.70.
I like your style, Brian.
Yeah, just chilling with it here now.
Since you're stopping out at AMD, I went ahead and threw a couple contracts short on the Qs in Q. I'm in from 19,590.
Man, crowd really took off right from the get-go. Jeez. A firm kind of rolled over.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
So look here. So everyone in BBT can actually see my chart with my targets on it. Unfortunately, YouTubeos, if everyone out there, if you want to see like entries and you can see targets and stuff, so you can see here when we were struggling at R4, we pulled back up to 19,590, and I hit short using high of day. So and there's my target on that. So we'll see how we do. Could be a nice one. Andrew is at Burning Man right now. So he's so we're driving the boat. I did get permission, by the way, to let some people stay in his condo. But we have to get to 1,000 likes. But if we could get to 1,000 likes in one show, he'll let me have people stay with him in his condo for 1 week, and he will and he'll cook you mushroom pancakes.
There you go. That's what he's doing now. He's cooking pancakes for the masses.
Okay, that might be fake news. I might not have gotten permission from Andrew to do that. But
Fake news.
Oh man,
that's okay. I know the doorman.
I'm still laughing about the whole like Oscar exit music thing. You have no idea how funny.
We can get people in. I know the doorman. We're good.
We'll make it happen.
We will make it happen.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
Oh, Infamous. He just took his like back for my fake news. I think I get extra likes for that one.
So
yeah, I'll put it up, Dimitri.
Tesla's pulling back. Everything's kind of pulling back a bit here.
Dimitri was asking to see the order book for a firm.
So let's see what we do with this. I can throw that up.
I got it up. I got it for him.
Okay.
You on a roll. You doing your thing.
AMD's right at the VWAP now. So yeah, just did not. It's looking like it's a little bounce. Might bounce here. Qs are trying to hold the VWAP. SPY has lost the VWAP. So we've dropped below there.
They're trying to fish out a buyer, but they're not really in a buying range. But there's someone coming in on the Qs area right now here trying to, I don't know if it's short cover, but someone's buying a little bit right here. But let me see if there's anybody lower. There's the Affirm book for you, by the way.
Firm pop.
I like NQ a lot because of how far it moves, Scott. NQ has, ES will move like 30 points a day, and Q moves like a couple hundred points a day. So I can take like 1 or 2 contracts and make, do pretty stinking well on this thing. They're coming back up a little bit now.
Yeah. Geez, look at that DG. It did do what I expected it to, kind of pop up, but it was a little bit hard to hold on to there. On that pop up, now it's trading down.
We're back testing R4 right now. If we sell from here, we'll transition lower. So this is kind of an important moment in the market. It needs to close and move up. If it doesn't, we'll probably move back down to our lower bid area, and that would be somewhere. That'd be a bit. Well, let's see. That'd be probably down to like 19,300 on NQ. So this is kind of an important moment to watch the market here. Do we have any more news coming up today? I didn't check.
I think we had something at 10.
Let me make sure we don't got any news getting in the way.
Yes, we have home sales at 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Home sales. Okay. Got to pay attention to that.
Suppose. Let's see. Q's bouncing back a bit.
Yeah. We got a really big area for Qs right here, especially. It's, it's this whole like 476 and under area. If it caves from here and moves lower, it'll probably move back down to Qs would probably get back to we could go as low as like 466 today if it cycles lower. So if it pushes higher, we run into a lot of resistance the higher we go. So it really doesn't seem as advantage to the top side, but we shall see. They came off of a good buying range on the month, and if Nvidia's rallying, is Nvidia moving?
Nvidia's come back up a bit.
What is Nvidia in lower range?
Tesla's back at high of day.
Above S4, lower range. Still kind of hanging. Yeah, pretty choppy so far. I wonder if we're waiting for 10 minutes for that pending news to come out.
Yeah, I don't know. Home sales. I mean, that's not like a huge.
All right, so we held R4 and we pushed up from it there. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see if they can find a buyer now when they try and move higher. Seems really weak.
Tesla came up and just literally bounced on that pullback, bounced off the VWAP. It was a nice, could have been a nice trade there. Didn't catch that one. Firm's got pretty choppy. Does have orders to the upside. Bit of a fail on Tesla there. Tried to break out to a new high.
Yep.
Now it's come back retesting breakout level.
I went ahead and threw a couple shares short on it at 214.
Q's kind of did the same thing. Tried to made a new high today, and then immediately rejected it, and SPY rolled over too. Wow, the Dow was up like $250, and now it looks like it's actually going to go red on the day. It's crazy.
it's that we're at this, like, it's a very, very big inflection point for especially for the futures, ES and NQ right here. And they've tried to push multiple times and they didn't find a good buyer. And everything else got pretty much to the top side. So I'm still holding my NQ short from earlier. So I'm still looking to see if we do this. And I am now short Tesla from 214. Remember, I told you I was looking to find a seller up around this area. So we found a pretty good one, pretty good volume right at 214. It tried to push for 214.50, caved, and then rolled overhead. Nice. The market started rolling at the same time. So it's a pretty good spot.
Nvidia and AMD are just chopping, just basically kind of just chop, 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 chop.
All right, let's find out what they're going to do. This is where we found buyers before. So let's see. Let's see if they step up again or if they're exhausted.
Yeah, Tesla just literally bounced off the VWAP again here. Lucy's on a halt. Anybody who's trading Lucy or in a halt right now? I don't know what the short on the float is on Lucy.
Float is only 1.2 million on Lucy.
1.2 million. Okay, so it is a low float. Okay, well, I was thinking about longing a firm that for this move through 40, but just noticed it too late here. So,
Market's still not giving up.
Yeah,
not yet. Not yet. Tesla, when it pulled back up, volume was pretty light on that pullback. So still feeling okay about my short, but we will see. Be nice if it just went straight from, that was a lot of volume. Not in love with that.
Yeah. Back to Hive Day on the Qs, Hive Day on the SPY. Yeah, things are popping here now.
Well, they had a direction to pick and they picked it. My stop's above 215 on Tesla, so if it runs through there, I'll take that stop. And then we'll see what happens. I like the entry. I actually feel really good about the trade in general. I really like the setup overall. So order book in hindsight's still got too many orders to the top side. So I'll keep that in mind for next time I try this one. I'll make sure it clears the book a little bit better.
Tesla's doesn't have a lot above this 215 level. Okay, I'm long some a firm here at 40.15. See if it's got a fair amount of orders to the upside here. Just looking for a breakout here on a firm. If the Qs cooperate.
Tech is on a tear right now.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. Almost 10 o'clock here, so more news coming.
Let's see if we can clear the book.
Good morning, traders. This is a Bear Bull Traders news update, specially for Thor Young. Everybody, we've got pending home sales that are coming up in just a matter of seconds here this morning. And here at Bear Bull News, we want to bring you only the latest news live to your trading morning. We're waiting for pending home sales, which are expected to see a 0.2% increase month over month. That number should be out in just about 10 seconds now, and at that time, we'll see if the market cares or the market does not react. Our live traders, Thor and Brian, are eagerly awaiting this news as they sit in their respective trades. We're seeing a firm moving up slightly. And
yes, sir.
Our news is out. It looks like pending home sales were down significantly. We were expecting a 0.2% increase, but we were down 5.5%. Pending home sales down quite significantly, 5.5%. We're seeing an immediate reaction from the market as it pops up on that news. Once again, this is the breaking Bear Bull Traders news update. Pending home sales down 5.5% against an expected 0.2%. Thank you very much. I'll be back with you when we have news at a later time. Back to your regularly trading activities.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter.
Okay, so if you are on YouTube right now and that didn't manage to make your little like thumbs up happen, I'm really not sure what else we can do. I mean, now like full live. Am I not the only person who loves every time Peter does that? Like in a very, very deep level. Like it just makes me smile. So yeah, if you don't like it, it's because you're dead inside. It just as I said, as IG said here, it just means you just don't love anymore. And it's important. You should. So not for us, for you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It's not for us. It's actually for you. It's really hard. It'll make you feel.
A firm, I've sold some already at 40.88.
Likes for Brian. That's right.
Yeah.
Aspiring day trader. Likes for Brian.
All right.
So I'm actually still in Tesla. In all of that news stuff, it never hit my stop. So I'm actually still in and holding. So not sure what's going to happen there, but we're going to see.
Here we go. 41. There we go, baby. 41 selling more.
He's a baller.
Who's loving that firm trade?
Here we go.
Now we got a big order at 42. Let the good times roll. Ooh, Nvidia is rolling over a bit. Your buddy Tesla, are you still short Tesla? 214?
Yeah, I'm still in it.
Okay.
It didn't get me.
Right.
One of the small benefits of stubbornly holding positions.
Anybody else in the room holding a firm? You're still in there, baby. Still riding the pony. Nice. Lots of people in the room, YouTube people, lots of people and traders in the room here, sitting with a firm as well. You can see on Bookmap. If you're looking at Bookmap on a firm, you can see how nicely this is coming up, and all the transactions are occurring at areas of fairly heavy liquidity.
Selling. That's some selling.
It's telling you it's going higher. I'm going to take some more off here. 41, 43. All right. Some big order at 42 still. Hey, your Tesla's trade's working out now.
Yeah, it's looking better. I mean, I'm up almost an R on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm saving a few shares left for 42 here on a firm. See if we get there. Okay, people, I just this time of year up in Vancouver, it's always a little sad, August, getting into September, fall time. Days getting shorter. Days getting a little cooler. But it's also tomato time.
Ooh,
so you can see they're just growing those tomatoes. Tomato season. Tomato, my favorite fruit. There's some town in Italy where they grow so many tomatoes. They have like tomato fights. They have a designated tomato fight day.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, San Mauricio. Yeah, how was that in Spain? What a waste.
Spain, Italy, tomato. No, too soon. Okay.
Do you say tomato and I say tomato?
I think someone just took their likes back.
What's that?
I said I'm pretty sure that pun just got likes taken away from our YouTube. My apologies.
No.
We're doing pretty good,
Come on,
though.
where
I mean,
else
we
can
got
we?
700 people watching. We got like 430 likes. I kind of feel like that's a pretty good ratio. I mean, you got to think
That's
at
pretty
least
good.
500 of these are bots. So that means all of you have liked at least 2 times each. So I really appreciate that.
You're
So
so
y'all are
skeptical
doing,
of our
you're doing
audience. They're all real people.
all real
Yeah,
people. They
it's
couldn't
all
be.
real,
If they were
baby.
real people, then we would have 700 likes. But we only have
Prove Thor
438.
wrong. Let's get 700 likes. Prove that you guys are real.
Yeah.
Who
Where
would
else are you
watch
going to go
and
to get
not like?
some great trading ideas and at the same time, little trivia, little info
If you
on
were gonna
tomatoes?
create a bot, why not make the bot hit the like button? I mean, just saying.
Yeah.
So did everyone on YouTube, how much did y'all love that Amen thing yesterday? Did everyone in here catch the Amen when he broke through? Y'all expect more of that coming out, especially now that we've got so much good work with our man Brent here, in the background, kind of steering us and helping us put this
Hmm.
content out in this way. I think it was really, really cool. So more of that stuff coming too. So
Right
fun.
on.
Oh yeah, we're going
Exactly.
to keep it up. Especially when September comes in and the market gets more active.
Our own AI man.
Yeah, I actually don't exist. I'm actually AI.
Just the man behind the curtain. Speaking of, I actually have an appointment that I need to run to this morning. So I'm going to go
Okay, man.
ahead and sign off. I am still short Tesla. I'm not sure what the outcome will be, but if it gets to 207 between now and the end of the day, you guys will know. Otherwise, I really appreciate everybody out there in YouTube land. I should be on for one more day tomorrow, and then I think Andrew comes back from the Burning Man on Monday. So once that happens, if you want to see me every day and you just miss me so much, you'll actually have to come by the BBT room and see me in there. So I hope everyone has a great one. Much love, of course, and keep it green. And I'm out.
Great.
Brian, my
Thank
buddy,
you.
great trading with you as always, sir.
Thank you, Thor. As always. We kind of chilled it out this morning, waited for some opportunities. Thor's trade on Tesla 214 still working out here, down around 211.50. I'm sure it's still short the Qs. With those futures. And still waiting for a firm to complete this trade here. So we can get it up to 42. Might take a while to get this thing to 42. Wow, Dow came ripping back up. Some of the indexes, IWM pulled back and now it bounced back again. It's TLT. The yields are down a bit on the long, or the yields are up a bit, I should say, on the long bond. Nvidia and AMD are kind of choppy. It's doing a lot of chopping here. All right. Well, I don't really have a lot of other stuff I'm looking at right now. Everything's kind of settling into a range. And like I said, I'm just sitting here watching a firm. I'm not sure. It's going to, like I said, I think it's going to get there probably eventually. What were we looking at yesterday? We were talking about going to 30. Just took a long time to get there. Qs are kind of rolling over here. Again, just sort of chopping along here. All right, what else? What else did we get here in the room today? Let's see. We have a trade there on. Looks like the. Not sure what that was from. Heilman. I think that looks like an index trade. Lenny had a nice trade on snow. All right, I have to deal with a cat who needs to outside. All right, and I am back. All right, well, that was a good thing, and it left, and the firm bounced back. It seems a little tenuous, and the Qs are really settling into a trading range here, so might be a kind of a quiet day here for the rest of the day. We'll see. 45 minutes into the trading day. Wow, Nvidia is losing it here. AMD is kind of rolling over. Nvidia's at 120. Wow. Getting a lot of volume here to the downside. There is some orders there, 118. I don't know if we're going to get there. But again, and Tesla kind of broke into a low day there. Just shorted a bit of AMD just to get a move here. This is a scalp, not here for a good time. Just a long time, just a good time. 146.95. We just covered that at PDC. 146.54. So quick scalp there. Wow, Nvidia threw some kind of weird wick there. Q's lost the VWAP. Okay, there's as expected, there's the bounce off of PDC for AMD. Let's see what it's going to do next. That was just a quick scalp. Like I said, it just I kind of was watching that PDC level. That's always an area where you could pretty much count on a bounce, but at first it had to get there. So, like I said, just quick short, cover, make a few bucks. Icing on the cake today. Let's see, John's been trading Nvidia. Or Rebel, I should say. One of our traders, nice trades on Nvidia. And what did John do? John got a nice trade off on Microsoft, break a high a day. It's one of John's favorite trading trade book plan trades. it's one of the things that we do here. We always encourage people to develop a trading plan and stick with it. So John does love those break a high a day trades. Shahar was trading Nvidia nicely. Good, got a short on it as well by the looks of it. Yes, I'm still long a firm, but I'm holding just a little bit, but yeah, I'm losing hope that I'm losing hope that we're going to get to 42. I'm in at just over 40. Thinking I might just bail on the rest. Depending on what the market does, we actually might eventually get there. Like I said, yesterday we were trading Chewy. We kept talking about how it was going to get to 30. And eventually it did, but it didn't happen till later in the day. Managed to... did it get to 30 yesterday? Yeah, it got over 30 yesterday. But, it took till noon to get there. So, my firm's still got buyers. Again, if market really rolls over, it's going to be challenging to get there, but we're still a long way. Well, let's see here. We've got we've got some areas on a firm here where 43.75, 43.50, going back to January, February. AMD testing PDC again. Yeah, still lots of orders to the upside on Affirm. We've got orders at 42, orders at 42.50. Here we go. Qs are bouncing back now. SPY's back at high of day. All right. Well, this isn't. I mean, it's not action every second here, but again, we just at this point we just sit and wait for some of our targets to get hit. So just taking taking a break. Yeah, firm is looking like it's going to break out here. Retested high of day. SPY and Qs, especially SPY. SPY is back at high of day. Qs are breaking back out again. BBV. Best Buy had some pretty good numbers, obviously. Traders are happy with results that came out with from them. I think that was this morning. We had BBY. I think tonight we've got, I think we have Lulu, which is up a little bit today, but it's really on a weekly. It looks ugly. Really been hit pretty hard. I think we have DELL tonight too. I think we got DELL, Lulu, and Ulta, all at 405. What else? North Trader, what did you do today? Got a little bit of a short on BBY there, eh? And then maybe flipped your position, went long. That's they may come down and tap those shares. Like I said, there's still there's still buying there. It's just sometimes it just takes a while. I mean, we saw the same price action yesterday with Chewy. A lot of backing and filling before before they pushed it higher. Some orders have shown up here to the downside. So again, we may end up coming down here, filling these orders on a firm. IWM and the Qs are the indexes that seem to be doing the best right now. But
Hey,
overall, yes, sir.
We're just going to switch over to Brendan to talk about DAS
right
to
on.
YouTube. So if you want to go back into the BBT chat room, I'll exit out of there, and YouTube, stand by for the transition.
All right. Okay. Well, everybody on YouTube, thank you for joining us this morning. As you know, you can join us in the room. You don't have to listen to a delayed feed, and get a lot of benefits from being part of the community. So anyway, regardless, I hope everybody had a good morning. There were some good opportunities to trade. Just had to be a little patient as usual. So take care, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow, Friday. Cheers.
Hi, Brendan. How are you doing?
Hey, Brent. Pretty good. Good morning.
Good morning. So you're going to talk to us today about DAS and how to use it like a pro.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And
glad to help.
Anybody in chat that has questions about DAS, any question, this is the time to ask because Brendan is our expert on it. So please start sending in those questions right now and we'll get to them right away. But Brendan, why don't you talk about the pros of using DAS?
Yeah. So guys. So I run the Dash Pro education over at BBT. Been using it since I started in 2017. So coming up on what is that? 7 years or so about now. And so before that, I used back then it was like what was it? Scott Trade and web-based brokers like that. And I remember at work when I was trading and working full time, I would refresh a screen to get updates in my account balances and all this stuff that that's just like I shudder to think how I used to trade back then. But really, it's the simplicity of DAS, the speed of it. I know that DAS isn't free, but if you want something that's going to work and be worth your time, it's not going to be free. And really, I know I was my head was in the wrong place when I first started trading. I was thinking about fees, commissions, platform costs, and all that kind of everything to distract me from what really mattered was the trade and how to manage it. And I thought I could make a little money here, getting a free platform that maybe commission free. And I know that was a big thing a few years back when Robinhood came out and all that. But I wouldn't touch those platforms for day trading. DAS is a direct access software that connects directly to the NYSE and NASDAQ data feeds. And you're getting updates on your level 2, on your montage, your quote server, as fast as your connection, your latency is. And really that you need that if you're going to trade like Andrew, trade like Brian at the open, to catch those momentum plays. You may not, if you're new to trading, you may not understand the importance of having a direct access software to those data feeds. Without that, you're going to be getting fills that will be maybe half a second, and you will possibly get a fill at maybe not where you expected to enter the trade, but where you expected to exit the trade. And that's something you don't want to obviously happen when you're new to trading. You're not going to know how to manage that. And it's just, it's Dash Trader is really invaluable in that way to trade opening momentum setups. And also they connect to top tier brokers like Interactive Brokers and Charles Schwab. So you're going to be partnering with the best in the business there. But another thing is
I do travel and trade when I go to visit family or I go out with a wife. She's from Europe, so we do go abroad a few times. But really, it's the ability to configure and have as many monitors as you want. Right now I use 6 2K monitors, and a Desk Trader Pro has no issues doing that. You can put different color backgrounds if you don't want to be getting your suntan in the morning with white backgrounds like monitors. You can set all the colors, all the fonts, everything you want is really customizable in DOS, and it's not going to change its look, its layout, like a lot of new software now is always, getting, when is that app update you're getting, and why is it different? Why does it look different? What I have to relearn? Its DOS has stayed relatively the same since it came out with enhancements that I could go all day on these, but one of them was the big thing was global trend lines. That I remember back in about 2017, I had to draw trend lines on all my charts, and DOS came up with an update like that because we reached out to them and asked them, is this something that could be valuable, or you're not using our pre-market time to draw trend lines everywhere. And now, simple thing now, but back then it wasn't. And what I'm trying to say is DOS really listens to their subscribers on enhancements like that. But really, I think I want to emphasize the biggest thing with DOS is the hotkeys and hot buttons. The ability that DOS can be linked to, let's just say, your keyboard, or actually I have a Stream Deck device right here, not plugged in, of course, but this is how I place trades. So this will be mapped to a hotkey, like say Control-Alt-F, Control-Alt-D, to buy 100 shares, to buy 200 shares. It'd all be mapped up on this device. And really, I can't say how important it is to use hotkeys and not to fumble around with your mouse, with your keyboard, think in your head how many shares you have to type, and selecting what route and something like that. So DOS really has all that built into it. And the fact that our members here created what is called the BBT hotkeys, where we can have, with a click of a mouse on the chart, dynamically calculate your share size based on a dollar risk amount. So if you want to risk $25 per trade, $50 per trade, $100 per trade, that is something that DOS is great at doing, is running these, what they're called command scripts, to get an order sent to market how you would like. And I use this every day. They're called the BBT equalize risk hotkeys. And I personally, I'll risk anywhere between $100 to down to 50, maybe up to 150 per trade. And I could change it on the day that I just feel the market maybe is has a direction to it. It's not just ranging around. So it's really having the ability of the hotkeys, setting your risks. I mean, I could keep going on here. I'll talk about a few other things, but
we do have a few questions though.
Sure. Go ahead.
So keep sending your questions in. I mean, you touched on this before, and I think one of the big questions is, first, what is the monthly charges for using it? Yeah. And are there cheaper alternatives that you do like, for people that can't afford it?
Yeah. So the most common package that we have is about $150. I pay $150. That is used for trading equities, with direct access to the NYSE, the Nasdaq, AMX, those data feeds, and that has not changed since I started trading. So they don't up their fees, even with all the inflation recently. So $150 is what the package you're going to be looking at for most things. If you want to maybe be a little more advanced and add some options on there that that might be another $15 or a little more depending on what you do. But 150 is for most people. Yeah.
So 150 a month. Would you say?
Yeah.
Do you get that value from it every month when you're trading?
Yeah. So alternatives to that. I mean, you really can't match DOS with its speed depending on your trading style. So if you're trading on the 1 minute chart, the 2 minute chart, the 5 minute chart, I can't see an alternative But let's just say you're trading more on the 15-minute time frame, the half an hour, the 1 hour time frame. You could definitely use TWS, that Thinkorswim, Interactive Brokers, Trader Workstation. They have some internal routing that goes on with their because they're an in-house broker with that platform, but you can use those for slower time frames. But in terms of alternatives, anything to match the speed of DAS, you're paying for its speed and order execution primarily, and the customization and the hotkeys. But the speed, you can look at other trading platforms, but they're going to cost similarly. You're not going to get something with its speed without paying for it. So,
and that
you could go with other. Yeah, it's the speed. That's what it is.
Yeah,
but
the speed is essential.
There's no alternative
if you're day
for
trading,
the
right?
cost. I'm sorry?
The speed is essential if you're day trading, because that fraction of a second will make the difference between a gain or a loss.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching us live in the morning, guys, you need that speed. It's not so much you have to trade that fast, as that when you send your order to market, you have to get it executed at what you're looking at the time you're looking at, and you get the arrow on the chart. Another great thing to see where you're in the trade. You don't have to calculate what the price you entered and stuff like that. You'll see it instantly on your chart.
Great. Okay, I have a few more questions here.
Sure.
Can I practice on it over the weekend and nights to check it out before going live on day trading? So I guess, can you use as a sim?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't jump into the replay feature. So about a couple of years ago, DAS added I wish I had this when I started, a data stream replay feature that is about, I think, an extra $10 or $15 a month for that feature, where you could download the market data that day, or really any day, save it, and then load it back, and you could replay the market. The whole entire day of the market will load up on DAS, and you could scroll through it like a movie in a little command center on the side of the screen. So you can place trades during that. You can test your command scripts, your hotkeys. But that is great for practicing in sim on a replay feature. Let's just say if you're not able to trade live.
Sorry, my audio cut it there. Okay, that's great. Can I add Schwab and IB on the same DAS platform? And is there one fee for DAS? So you kind of answered the latter one,
that's a good question. Schwab and IB. I have not had that particular scenario. I don't see why not. I know you could add multiple accounts. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to link. Just don't quote me on this, but I don't see an issue with linking multiple brokers under one DAS login when you go to load the platform. I don't see that as an issue. I just have never done it.
Okay, here's another question. How does light speed compare? I would say DAS is more ludicrous speed in terms of how fast it is.
Yeah. So I've heard of Lightspeed. Yeah.
No, I'll get on.
I mean, they have similar data feed connections to the market. It's very comparable. I personally I've seen Lightspeed. I haven't used it. I just never felt the itch to even try it. DAS it was so fast that I can't imagine it being any quicker. But it all depends on the internet connection at that point. So yeah.
And you said you travel around and DAS is instantaneous, right? You don't have to worry about being across the world and miss a trade.
Right. The DAS doesn't have, I'd say it's not a headache to log into when you're, let's just say, in another country and you just want to get in. You don't need your cell phone. You don't have to use your thumbprint. You don't have to do all that fancy stuff. DAS really is, you could log in anywhere with no issues, as long as you have a stable internet connection. And if you don't, there's an area in DAS you could check your latency and just watch the millisecond go up and down if you're in an unstable internet connection, like at a hotel or something. So it's really, there's no issue with using DAS anywhere, I see.
And here's another great question. Is there a free trial for like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
1 week?
Yeah, Brent. Yeah. You're leading up to me here. Yeah, there is a 14-day a free trial for DOS that I used when I started. Then I went to the 3-month sim that BBT offers a package there for it. But yeah, you can do 14 days for free. I'm not just try it out. It doesn't matter to me. I would encourage it because I know just how great it is, and you're not going to go back once you figure it out. And if you need help learning, just hop over to BBT, and we have our weekly onboarding DOS trading classes that I go over in multiple parts, from why do we choose DOS to how to set up, how to back it up, how to create your entire desktop creation, how to configure charts, setting alerts, which is another thing I didn't talk about. Is you could set alerts. So if you want a particular stock that's going to break, like let's just say a price level, you can just set that up in a little command script, and you'll get an alert for that day. And then between them, that we go over hotkey setups, we go over the dollar risk hotkeys, we go over setting up the Stream Deck device, we go over a lot of. I mean, we just go over everything. So yeah, another reason.
That's perfect. Yeah. So I think we'll wrap it up here. So you can join the BBT chat room if you have a membership and you have a webinar. Is it every Monday that you do?
Yeah, every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. Pacific time in the onboarding room. Yep.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. And chat, if you have any questions, how can they reach you, Brendan?
Yeah. So you can reach me. I wish I could have post my email address here, but it's pretty simple. It's brendan@bearabletraders.com. And just send me an email if you have questions on, I'm coming from a different platform. Why do I choose DOS? Or, how do I configure this chart? Or why is my chart squished? Or how does this hotkey work? Yeah, just shoot me over a question about that. I also offer mentorship on DOS if you want like one-on-one. We could do a Zoom call and just go over creating your entire desktop and just setting up everything, getting it work. Whatever you want, we could help. We're here to help. So yeah, just send me an email at brendan@bearabletraders.com.
Great. Thank you so much. And we're going to head out of here today, but we'll be back tomorrow as usual. Brendan, thank you so much for joining us.
Sure.
And I'll give you the last word.
Oh, yeah, guys. Yeah, so I would say nothing commission free is going to compete with DOS. So please do not make the mistake that I did and kind of trade off. Well, I guess it would be equivalent to Robinhood back in 2017 when I first started. I don't know where it was out there, but don't go commission free. If you're trying to day trade, go with DOS, pay a little extra. You'll get it back in a couple trades. Really. Just listen to that if you take anything from this.
All right. Thank you so much. Everybody have a good day.
Thanks, Brent.
Bye.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Bye-bye.